We've always liked Samsung's upper mid-range A series, and this year we're glad to see the company take it even further. Retaining the more strict rectangular shapes, the new handsets have adopted a more gracious, sophisticated glass design. What's more, Samsung has added some additional sizes to choose from, the biggest of which being the Galaxy A9, a 6-inch behemoth that impresses with both size and posture. It seems reasonably priced, between $450 and $500, so let's see just how good it is. Metal may have become the new plastic, but glass is still glass, and the Galaxy A9 happens to be made just of that. Yes, it will be easier to crack, yes, it will attract fingerprints, but it sure as hell looks and feels fancy. Solid and substantial are two words I would definitely use to describe the Galaxy A9. The phone doesn't feel flimsy or plasticky like the Xiaomi Mi 5, for example. Instead, it's nice and solid. It makes you feel confident that it's not going to fall apart easily. Also worthy of note, all the buttons, home, volume, power, are all clicky and easy to press. The Galaxy A9 also comes with a fingerprint scanner right here in the home button, which is mostly quick and responsive, though it's not super reliable when you're not paying too much attention to how you're positioning your finger on it. The 6-inch panel is another centerpiece of the A9. The 1080 by 1920 pixel resolution is just enough to deliver a very nice and clean picture and text quality. There are the usual ultra-saturated screen modes like Adaptive and AMOLED, but if it's reasonably balanced colors you're after, activating Basic mode will engage a color profile that is more true to life. There is a slight tendency towards blue and green with the screen, and while this is mostly tolerable, colors happen to appear a bit subdued overall. Brightness is great though. The display can get bright enough for outdoor viewing and dim enough for convenient viewing in darkness. TouchWiz is of course the name of the game here on the Galaxy A9, but there is no Android 6 here. It comes with Android 5.1, which is a glaring omission. The A9's user interface is colorful and lively. It moves quickly enough, though it tends to be somewhat jerky and not as fluid as the software experiences found on some rival products like those from HTC, Motorola or Apple. The Galaxy A9 is on the clunky side, so using it will require at least two hands and some extra attention when handling it and using it so that it won't accidentally slip from your hand. Typing messages with two hands in portrait mode is great, but you can't do it with just one hand. And when it's in landscape, it's also quite a stretch. Inside the Galaxy A9 is the Snapdragon 652 chipset and its octa-core CPU and Adreno 510 GPU, both of which are actually quite capable. The A9 can almost rival the performance output of top smartphones from last year, such as the Galaxy S6 and the Note 5, which means it's quite powerful. And yes, there is also a micro SD card slot in here, in addition to the 32GB of internal memory, so storage isn't really an issue. The Galaxy A9 features a 13-megapixel rear camera with optical stabilization and wide 1.9 aperture. So far so good. The camera experience is generally quick and efficient. It's not as straightforward as on iPhone, but it does give you some additional settings and features, manual mode being the most notable one. Image quality with the A9 is satisfactory but not great. Photos don't seem to come out defined enough, often being somewhat unclear, with details suffering a bit. Color balance tends to be on the colder side, overall making for images that don't seem particularly lively. Indoors, the phone does a good job at limiting noise and preserving the scene, with the dual LED flash proving to be strong enough, at least for close-range objects. Indoor photos are quite vivid and lifelike overall. Video recording quality is good. Detail is not too plentiful but still pretty decent, while overall the scene tends to be reproduced naturally. Autofocus is a bit hesitant at times though. The Galaxy A9 packs a beefy 4000 mAh battery. Depending on how much you actually use the handset, battery life with the A9 will range from great to okay. For normal moderate usage, I would say it will last about a day and a half, which isn't that bad for a 6-inch phone. The Galaxy A9 is an enormous, yet elegant smartphone. Looking across the board, it has no glaring weaknesses. You're not getting the best of the best here, but rather a very nice smartphone that won't disappoint in any particular area. I think it's a fair deal, considering you won't be paying top dollar. So if nothing below 6 inches really happens to register on your radar, the Galaxy A9 is a very good smartphone with likable design and no serious flaws, aside from shipping with Android 5.1 and not 6. Thank you for watching our video review of the Galaxy A9. If you'd like to learn more about it, just check us out at PhoneArena.com.